Hello everyone, welcome to chapter 128 on my RLDR Custom Creations YouTube channel. It is the weekend edition again, and this weekend I thought I'd give you a little bit of an update on my bathroom towel cabinet. So if you want to see what I've been up to, all you've got to do is stay tuned. Well, yeah, it's the weekend edition. Shooting this Friday evening. Had quite a day again in Saskatoon. The boss hasn't been feeling good lately. Lots and lots of pain for about the last month. And it's been hard to find somebody. Our family doctor is a champion, our physiotherapist a champion. But it's a little frustrating to see somebody in that much pain and not get treatment. So anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. That's something for bigger minds than mine to figure out. But one thing I will point out, if you're having a bit of a health crisis, I really like our system in Canada. It is a good system, but right now it's just being run not the most efficiently. Let's put it that way. But it'll change. It'll happen, and we'll have good health care again. So right now it's just waiting and getting seen. That's been the issue. But anyway, enough of that. So on the weekend edition, I'm going to talk about my bathroom towel cabinet. So this is the last piece that needs to be finished, and my bathroom renovation from that I started last March is now complete then. When this is hanging in there, it's completed. So I just thought I'd walk you through some of the details and the materials and things that I chose to build this cabinet. And it gives away sort of my philosophy about what I like in woodworking, construction, whatever. Okay? So let's get started. If you go back a few videos and you watch my design video where I basically mocked this up out of cardboard, I made a number of major changes from that cardboard construction. Basically, that was a great exercise to go through because it told me that in my head, the measurements, like say being a foot deep, it's too deep for a bathroom cabinet above the toilet. You know, there's a chance that you could hit your head when you lean back. So that's not good. The height or the depth of the cabinet, again, getting into that head range on, when you're on the toilet, on the throne. So you got to be careful there. The width kind of stayed about the same because that was a little more easy to figure out because it was almost like predestined. It had to be that wide. So basically that doing the mock-up in cardboard and doing that cardboard prototype saved me from a number of disappointing things. And I'm glad I did it for that one. It also, I think, made a bit of a cool video. Although, yeah, it would be nice if more people would watch, but that's another story. So, okay, this is what I've got so far. So, first of all, materials. I am very much, after spending basically my whole working life in either the construction industry or teaching shop or those various, all shop-related stuff, I've come to this conclusion. From now on, I will only build with natural materials. So the outside of this cabinet, if it would have been bigger, like deeper, I would have probably used plywood. I view plywood as, it's man-made, but at least it's real wood in the plywood. Well, of course, and lots of glue, but it's dimensionally stable. If it's finished properly, it's extremely durable, and it's just a great product. Whereas well, for you older types out there, remember Color Coat, which basically was painted particle board, and melamine, which is particle board with thicker paint on it. In my years, I have seen projects like that go into service, and I've lived long enough that I saw them turn to junk. And I'm not building anything out of materials like that any longer. And I quit many years ago, but that's kind of my philosophy. So yeah, the outside construction is 1 inch oak. Now 1 inch means 3/4 inch oak. And I am speaking in feet and inches. Okay, if you need to convert, I would suggest having your calculator with a conversion thing on your, calculator, phone. Jeepers, calculator, what was I thinking? Anyway, um, you can convert this all to metric if you're watching from a country like that. And if you are, okay, Canada. Yeah, but if you are watching from a European country, please get in touch with me in the comments. I went to Europe once in 2004 and I loved it. You guys have a great place over there. A little bit of unrest right now, but that too will pass. Okay, so anyway, so solid oak on the outside. The back of, okay, let's talk about shelving. I like Baltic birch plywood, or some people call it finished birch. Whatever the name of it, it's high quality plywood, which I like using on the inside. The back, I used pre-finished birch plywood, 1/4 inch, that I bought for the back of my bathroom vanity. Now, I installed the back a little different in this one than I did in that one. I didn't want to take up a whole inch off the back of the cabinet. So I just cut a 1/4 inch groove in the back here. Can I show you that? I bet you I can. Okay, so, and this will all get adjusted for square yet. Oh, and the back, I haven't nailed the back in yet. Why I haven't is because I'm going to spray this, and I want to be able to take the back out to spray it. It's just a lot easier to do. But yeah, this is 1/4 inch pre-finished birch plywood. Now I talk in my bathroom vanity videos about why this is a different color than the birch on the shelves when I sprayed them. And I believe that it's, this is a water-based finish, I would bet. And I'm putting a solvent-based finish on here. So that would be I'm pretty sure the difference in color. But anyway, rather than put this over the pieces that will mount this cabinet to the wall, I put it in back of that. So we only have, it only impedes the internal space in the cabinet at the very top and the very bottom. So, and then I rounded those over and fit those in the rabbet for the back and all that stuff. So I think it's going to be nice. I'm quite happy with it. So, well, maybe we'll leave the back out for now. And yeah, the back is in with rabbets. I like using them. I think I mentioned that last video. Oops, what's falling out here? Shelf pins. Okay, I don't know if you'll be able to see it from there. But these tops, can you see that? This top here is a little above the top of the cabinet. I did that on purpose because what I'm going to do is take the router and flush trim this even with this. Now on the top, it really isn't that important because I'm going to be putting a 2-inch crown mold on here that I'm going to make. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I have some ideas. And it's going to be tight to the ceiling. Now, I would not say that my wife and I are exquisite housekeepers. My wife worked her whole adult life and raised a family and all that stuff. And sometimes, and I was no better, I worked all the time. Our house got left to the end, let's put it that way. And yeah, there are times when, yeah, not okay, like now I'm renovating and oh my goodness, is it a disaster? But anyway, we want to make sure that things are easy to clean because often when they're easy to clean, they don't accumulate dirt or dust as quickly either. So we're not having anything open to the ceiling anymore. Everything goes up tight. Our new set of kitchen cabinets will do the same. Um, so that's going to get trimmed and crown mold on top. I haven't sanded after I glued this together, but all the oak, the oak is all sanded 100 grit and then 180 grit. So this is actually ready for finish. But I'm going to set throughout the corners and then sand them, excuse me, properly. Um, the shelf pins are, again, that 38 millimeter European style system. And 38 millimeters is just a little bit under 1.5 inches. So, and I like to use these type of shelf pins for basically 2 reasons. First of all, when they're in here like this, I'll just show you one out here. If the shelf is cut to the right length, oops, sorry, the wrong way, it holds the pin into the hole. So this can't come out. Also, what I like to do with these is these tabs are exactly a 1/2 inch wide. So I set up a 1/2 inch router bit on my table and I cut a wee little groove on the bottom, the same thickness as the bottom of the clip, and put them in there. And that way the shells will not come out when you're pulling a towel out or something. They will stay. And that's why I like these clips. And these are nothing special. I bought these at Home Depot. Yes, the orange store. And they're not terribly expensive. So that is that. Okay, we've talked a lot about the cabinet itself. I haven't talked at all about the door yet. Well, the door isn't really finished yet. Okay, so that's, 20 by, what is this door? It's a few inches over what it needs to be. Yeah, it's 42 and it only needs to be 39. Actually, 38 3/4 when it's all said and done. But I laminated this together this last week, and I sanded it, so it's about 7/8 thick. Well, 13/16, a healthy 13/16. So what I will do is cut this to the final size, and then it's going to get that scalped OG edge on it that I used on the doors on my bathroom vanity. And then I'm going to put that custom pull in that I like to think I designed, whatever. So the door, and when I'm storing the door now, what I've been doing is putting it on the cabinet and clamping it to the cabinet with 4 clamps, because I want to try to keep this from warping and twisting. Now, one of the things when working with natural wood that's so important, and I did the best I could for this, but I didn't quite have enough hardwood to do this. Realistically, I mean, if you're buying from a retail outlet, boy, oh boy, you should probably have almost twice as much as what you're really going to need. Because I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up, but I see it. I've got 2 different tones of boards in here. Like this is actually 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. 4 pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Actually that's good, because when you're laminating something together for a drawer front or a door, I don't believe in putting 6-inch pieces together, because in my opinion, you're going to get way too much movement. So the narrower the pieces, the better. And this is what I thought worked out, kind of a compromise between dimensional stability and color. Now, I think you could probably see this on camera. This board here is a lot redder. Actually, this was one board, but what I did is I cut it down. I call it de-stressing the wood, and someday I'll explain it. I think I talked about it in one of my first videos. But so it's one board cut and then glued together the same way. So but it seems to take the fulcrum for the bend away, and it remains more dimensionally stable. Okay, and then there's a little darker and another, basically two boards that are the same color. So the sides I was a little luckier. Shouldn't say lucky. I I had enough wood. I did the sides before the door. So the sides I think I'm okay with them. They're a little more even. This piece is a little darker, but it's only an inch, and it's going to be up against the wall. So chances are it's not going to be as visible. Uh, no edging on here, solid wood, that's beautiful. But the one other thing that is going to help me before I finish this is all going to get grain filled as well. And the grain filling, in my opinion, seems to even the tone a little bit as well as lighten it, especially in red oak. So I've been using this. This is a Lee Valley product, and you can check them out if you're working with it. It looks all wrong when you're putting it on. It looks like you're just making a mess. But my bathroom vanity turned out amazingly well. The color was awesome. So we're going to do that again. Okay, we talked about clips. The way this works is, let's see if I can no, I'm not going to. Then I have to count holes and put this together. Oh, there they are. Okay, so, and I'm sorry, I've got my back to you. Not a good thing, but I do remember. So, about 8 holes, and it'd be easier to count from the other side. And then I haven't sanded these or anything yet. The Baltic birch plywood doesn't take a lot of sanding. So if you're working with plywood, don't sand a lot. You have precious little real veneer to work with, and if you over sand, you'll burn through it, and that's bad. So my wife figures that her towel storing system needs 10 inches about. Actually, it's about 9. There's about 10 here, 10 here. This is a little over. And this bottom one, well, in fact, we could move it down, and she can put some, I don't know, maybe extra rolls of toilet paper or something. I don't know. That she'll look after. But this all, I think, is going to work out very nicely. There's not a dramatic amount of storage in here, but now it will be my wife's turn to figure out how to use this as efficiently as possible, and I have no doubt that she will be able to do that. Okay, so materials, details, we've talked about that. Okay, let's see, what else can we talk about? Oh, finishing. So, as I said already, we're going to grain fill it, and then I'm going to spray it with this. Yeah, this is an oil-based polyurethane. I like polyurethane in the bathroom. Polyurethane is a tough finish. If it survives hardwood floors, it should survive our bathroom quite nicely. Plus, it'll make it easy to wipe, and it shines nicely too. And I'm a shiny person. I like things shiny. So that's what's going to happen. And I am going to spray it. We're at the beginning of April now. With teaching and renovating and everything, by the time I get to spraying this, I'm sure I'm going to be able to, at minimum, open the door when I spray, or maybe on a really calm day before the insects come out, maybe just spray it outside. So this won't take long to do, and with the back off, it sprays a lot better. So that is kind of, I'm just checking my notes here to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think we're getting to the end of it. But On the casework, I'm going to get back to this for a minute. I didn't use any nails or fasteners. This is just glue. But I have a lot of confidence in glue. Yellow glue, and I've seen tests done. Yellow glue consistently performs among the best glues out there. I like it better than polyurethane. I like it better than epoxy for wood. But anyway, everybody has their own opinion on that. And sometimes I go to the orange store and buy Pages as well. I think it's a Canadian product. It seems to work pretty good. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to having this done. The door is fun to make. I hope I still have my jigs for the pull, and it's going to go right in the middle. I'm going to balance it with the vanity doors. It's going to be the same place. Like those are from the top down. This will be from the bottom up at the same distance, centered in the door. Those have worked really well with the little ebony inserts in them. They've been wonderful. That vanity has been perfect. The undermount slides, they're expensive, but they're worth it. Very nice slides to use on a daily basis. So I can also kind of report back to you on how that cabinet has worked. And I've enjoyed it. And the other thing is talk about natural materials. And I know I'll start a bit of controversy with some of my friends here, but I love granite. See, granite's a natural material as well, remember, back at the beginning of the video? For countertop, I will only put granite in our house if we can continue to afford the pieces we've been buying. Now, there's a lot of discussion, what's the other one? Quartz. Well, my understanding of quartz is it's man-made, and when I listen to people talk about the problems with granite, I think sometimes those problems come, and this is just my opinion, I'm not a granite expert, but they got all this stuff that they're putting on their granite, and we have a granite countertop in our bathroom vanity in our basement that's been there for a dozen years at least. We haven't touched it, like done nothing to it, got water on it occasionally. It's fine. It's like the day it was put in. So, and by the way, Daniel, thank you for that. So anyway, you know what? I think I'm running out of things to say and I'm starting to babble. So yeah, this has worked out really well. The prototyping stage with cardboard was a great thing to do in this case because there were some fitment elements that needed to be finalized, and you couldn't really finalize them until you saw it in action, and that cardboard mock-up was a great idea for this one. Other than that, though, it's straightforward building design and materials, and working with natural woods. Yeah, we've got to laminate. You've got to learn to glue things together. But my goal isn't to come on camera and make myself look like an elite woodworker. I don't believe I am. I have some skills, but everybody can learn. But if you've never built anything like this before, I would encourage you, get a few tools. Talk to people in your local woodworking club, or watch on the internet, or maybe you have a friend you coffee with that has a bit of a shop that you could make a little cabinet like this. And you know what? If you can make this cabinet, you can make a set of kitchen cabinets too. They're just more of them and they're bigger. So I don't know. I like I taught when I taught in the school system, my goal was to encourage students that they could do it. And now since I'm old and retired and nobody there wants to hear me anymore, you guys get that message now. You can do this. This is not complicated. It's straightforward with a little bit of equipment and a little bit of knowledge. You can do this. So anyway, with that in mind, well, that brings the weekend edition to a close. I'll probably edit this tomorrow and get it out to you. Hopefully you enjoyed this. By the way, we are getting a little closer to 500 subscribers, sorry. When we get there, Frosty's going to go, and then we're going to think about what the 1,000 subscriber giveaway will be. And I'm hoping that once I hit 500, maybe in about a year from that, I could hit 1,000. So we'll just keep plugging away. But the other thing I should maybe mention to you is I need a smock to shoot video in and to turn and all that stuff. And I'm finding some stuff cheap online. And I'm really thinking that I'm going to take my RLDR logo and get it screen printed or embroidered onto them. And then I thought, well, jeepers, my t-shirts are all getting old too. And I like wearing t-shirts that mean something to me. So I have a lot of Matisho t-shirts from when I ran the fundraising event. Boy, that's quite a few years ago already. Exactly. My t-shirts are getting old and a bit threadbare. So I thought, if I'm going to order t-shirts anyway, I may as well just get some with my logo printed on them. And if you'd be interested in a t-shirt with an RLDR Custom Creations logo on it, tell me in the comments. Like, this isn't anything I would hold you to yet. They'll probably be black with white, that bowl logo. I have a simplified version of it. And I mean, that would probably be it. It would be a very simple shirt, and I'd hope to keep it under $20. I haven't priced anything yet. I don't know anything. But if conceptually you could see yourself wanting to wear some of my merch, you know, let me know in the comments. So anyway, that brings the weekend edition to a close. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And we will see you towards the middle of next week, hopefully. Take care. Have a great weekend. We're out of here.